All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us, and we appreciate your time and taking time to be with us here. Hold on, let me get this done. All right. So today we are going to talk about, you know, CLV or client lifetime value. Look, by now, many of you should understand some of the basics. Like what are you charging? How much? How much are you charging your clients? What are you paying your caregivers? You should have a basic understanding as to how you are, billing your clients by now. What is your gross margin? You should have a rough understanding of how much your net margin is. There's a few numbers that you should be aware of. And my question to you is, and please feel free, whether you're watching this on Facebook or on YouTube, just leave a comment below. Do you know what your client is actually worth to you? So what do I mean? What is the lifetime value of your client? Do you even know how to calculate this? Where do we begin? Well, the client lifetime value is how much money, when we're talking about gross and net here. So how much money are you actually putting in your pocket by the time you end services? All right. So what does this mean? Well, this means that, when you are trying to figure out like how long your client is, and you should be tracking all of this now. All right. How long do you have how long does your client stay with you? Now, if you're a newer agency, this is going to be a little bit tougher to calculate, but you can use the industry average of about 120 days or 4 months. So this is okay, hold on. All right. So this is what it comes down to. All right. So let's say you are charging, for example, $25 per hour. Okay. So if we're charging $25 an hour and our client is getting an average of, let's say, 20 hours a week, which is, right in line with the industry average right now. So you're looking at, 20 hours a week for 120 weeks. That's 320 billable hours. Okay. At $25 an hour. All right. So that means you're billing 8,000 hours, $8,000. Okay, over the course of 4 months. So your gross is, your revenue for that client, your client value is $8,000 for that one client. So that's your client lifetime value for an estimated $25 an hour, 20 hours a week, for 120 days. Okay. So if we are looking at, which is 12 weeks, by the way, that's where I got the number. No, I'm sorry, that's 90 days. My apologies. All right. So 16 times is 380. No, 320. Yeah, I was right. All right. So that's 8,000. So now if we're keeping a respectable gross margin, which is about 50%, that means your gross client lifetime value, gross profit, is 4,000. And then you have to calculate in what does it cost you to actually staff that client? Like your nurse visits, what did those cost you? What did if you're in a state that requires nurse visits, what did it cost you for your coordinator staff? Any other auxiliary services, and you bring it down, and that's how you're going to figure out your net, when you calculate the taxes and everything else. Which if you're doing private pay, your net should be anywhere between, on the low end, 7-8%, on the higher end, 13 to 15%. And some agencies I've seen have kept fantastic margins and very low overhead, and have gone up as high as 18% net profit. So this is what you're looking at. So why is this number important? Well, you got to know where your money is going. So if I'm spending, for example, you know, let's say $2,000 a month. So that means over the course of every quarter, I'll be spending $6,000 on digital marketing and advertising. Okay. So if I'm spending $6,000 and that $6,000 is going to net me, let's say 5 clients, well, that's a worthwhile investment. Because now let's say total revenue on the average client is going to be, about $8,000. So for the lifetime. So if I've gotten, if let's say over that $6,000 investment, I got 5 clients, that's $40,000 net. So the ROI on that is actually pretty good. But if it's not great, but it's decent, So 40,000, you're looking at a $20,000 gross margin. So that means you've netted with, not netted, but you've come closer to a gross of $14,000 after you calculate marketing costs, and that's decent, that's respectable. Okay, but if I'm spending the same $6,000 on an advertising medium that only generates 1 client, well, 1 client is 6,000. So now my gross is 4,000. That means I'm operating at a loss of $2,000. And this is how you're going to be able to actually calculate whether or not a marketing effort, or a marketing campaign is worth your while. So let me ask you guys a question, and please leave a comment below. Are you guys tracking these numbers? Do you know what your average client lifetime value is? Do you know what, whether or not your campaigns are worthwhile? Do you actually track the return on your investment on your Facebook ads, your Google pay-per-click, your Google ads, your pay-per-click, LinkedIn, whatever it is you're doing? These referral providers like Aging Care, Karen Homes, a Place for Mom. What is the return on your investment? How much are you spending to advertise with them, or how much are you paying them per client? And what is your average client lifetime value? Let us know in the comments below. And once again, we are running a class that actually starts this Tuesday, July, I want to say 20th. And Tuesday, July 20th, we're looking at starting a class, Home Care 101. We have there 2 different sessions. You have the Business Development 101 and the Management 101. And we're going to cover all these calculations and a whole lot more great information. These are 30-day programs. They're $350 each, or $675 for the 2. It's a sale I'm running this time around, kind of like we're moving out of COVID. Let's get our businesses back in line. And you get to keep all of these calculators and everything else that we're going to provide at the end of the course. So register today, because the registration ends Monday night, Monday at midnight or Tuesday in the morning, whenever I get to the office. I'm closing it out, and you're going to have to wait until I do another course again. But take advantage. The link is in the description on how to how to sign up for the class. And, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again on Monday morning. You guys have a great weekend.